I don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it. I 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 need it!
Day one with a Nintendo Switch 2. Let's get it. Let's talk about the Joy-Cons, right? We're gonna call these the Joy-Cons Plus, I guess. I don't know the official name, but that's what I'm gonna call it. The Joy-Cons, they're mad small in the hands. The originals and whatnot. They did the job since 2017, but in just one day, the Joy-Cons Plus, it's just such a quality feel. It's nice in the hands, you know what I mean? And like, it just feels good. It doesn't feel like little baby controllers anymore. It feels like a sturdy quality controller. So, these are the Joy-Con wrappers that the Joy-Con Plus came in and whatnot. That's what I'm calling it. Excuse the mosquito bite on my hand. You saw that. The standard HDMI cable, nothing too flabby. These are the new Joy-Con straps. They help out with mouse mode. I think mouse mode is gonna be cool for like the Splatoon heads, to be honest with you. They come with blue and they come with red. Under that, we got the new dock. This is the new power cable, USB-C. And this is the new power cable brick. I think this is cool because it implements fast charging, i.e. the Steam Deck and whatnot. So yeah. Oh, the grip for the Joy-Cons Plus. I haven't tried this yet. This is fresh out the box. So let me see. But yeah, my gripe with these Joy-Cons now is, so in the first Joy-Cons, you could use your controller in this type of mode, right? Sideways mode. Now, it felt comfortable with the strap. I currently don't have a strap available for me, but I have the strap for the Switch 2 Joy-Cons, and these just don't feel comfortable. When you hold in the Joy-Con, like, it feels like these buttons just get in the way when you're holding it like this. So, I found 2 gripes so far with the Switch 2, but what can you do? I think you're only really gonna play like this anyway if you're like playing Mario Kart with friends and whatnot, so it isn't the biggest annoyance in the world, but I wasn't feeling it. So here is a size comparison. This is the Switch 2, and then here is the Switch Lite. So we want to put it right by this Joy-Con side, and like half the shape is right here. It ends right here. It's pretty big. So now let me show you guys the OLED compared to the Switch 2. Bam. Let's put it side by side with the Joy-Cons. It's big. Really big. A little smudgy. Don't mind it. And now here is my favorite console of this generation. The Steam Deck. Now the Steam Deck I have is a little bit bulky because of the case I had. But yeah. So this is the Switch 2 compared to the Steam Deck. It's night and day, which is bigger. Even without the case, it's still night and day. Now my thing is, when it comes to the Steam Deck running Switch games, if you could get it to work, awesome, right? Cool, no problem. But the problem with the Steam Deck is you have to find the patches, you have to find the cheats in order to do the performance boosting for those Switch games, and it takes a while. And so the average user probably isn't gonna wanna, figure that shit out, because it could be, time consuming, and sometimes people just don't have time. So it took me a while, and some of the cheat codes for the Switch games on Steam Deck, they don't even make the games run better. So I don't know. I don't prefer Switch emulation over having the actual Switch, because in my opinion it's lackluster in terms of the quality. Let me show you this. I do have it here. And then setting it up to just load from the Steam OS software is not existent for me, or I just haven't figured it out. because whenever I load a Switch game, let's load Mario Kart. It just brings me to the emulator, and look at all the files you had to download. So for example, Mario Kart runs pretty good, but I had to take like a good 2 to 3 hours just to find the files and whatnot and understand them and put them together. And then look at all these files I have here. I have all these like performance boosters for Tears of the Kingdom, and it still runs at 20 frames per second. Let me load it. See how long it takes? Maybe I'm just not doing it correctly, but Switch emulation on Steam Deck is lackluster for me. Look how long it took. Let's load it. So the game, I have 60 frames per second, but it's stuck at 30. It's loading. It's still loading. It drops to 2 frames per second, 7 frames per second. And look how gross it is. You know what I mean? So it could be a mixture of me not having the Yuzu emulator set up good, but I don't know, man. I follow tutorials and this is still what I'm getting. So this is the dock. Let's pull this off right here. And right off the bat, quality. It feels good. It doesn't feel light. It doesn't feel cheap. Like the Switch 1 dock, it felt cheap. The kickstand wasn't on the dock, so I'm wrong. I'm lying. So we're gonna do this like this. Put it in the dock. Bam. First time. Alright, so here is the inside view. About to go live and whatnot of the Switch 2. Right now, there's rumored that it's rumored that eventually we'll get themes, but if we remember the history with the Switch 1, you know, it didn't happen. So let's see, I got the dog ears on. Now apparently you can use the Pro controller from the Switch 1 on the Switch 2. I have some juice in it. Let's see if we could connect it. Let's give it a try. We're gonna try these. So to connect it, you gotta hold this, then hold this. I don't know. Let's see if it works. Aha! Pro controller for the Switch 1 works. That's pretty fucking cool. So it's optional now if you want to get the Switch 2 Pro controller. They do have one. Apparently the battery life is even better on the Switch 2 Pro controller. We're gonna try the Joy-Cons. It should. I mean, it's Nintendo Bluetooth and whatnot. So, all right. So hold the power button, and then these 2 buttons. Aha. Bingo. So if I have extra controllers now, if I want to dust somebody on Mario Kart. Let's see if I could do it this way. It's trying. Oh, I had to do it on both sides. I'm really trying to do this here. Trying to figure this out. It seems possible. Let's see. Hold 2 buttons down. See, and this was the issue with the Switch Joy-Cons. It was like a pain in the ass to do anything with. I don't know. They're connected. Don't get me wrong. I had the left one connected. But this is a challenge. Got it. Okay. Bingo. It took a little bit, but we figured this shit out. So now we have the Pro Plus, the Pro controller from the Switch 1, and the 2 Joy-Cons. So if you're one of the people that had like multiple Joy-Cons, it'll work for you and have different colorways. Especially if you have the old dog ear grip, whatnot. So now that we're here, let's play with mouse mode. Mouse mode. You can see it has the actual cursor. I love this shit. Just from when I want to look through the store and whatnot, I think this shit is mad cool. Let me put this thing on. Boom. So bam. You can scroll to the right and the left by using the stick and whatnot. I wish they had like on the top here, unless this is like to come in the future, like some type of like scroll feature like on a regular mouse, you know what I mean? But like a touch kind of like option, you know what I mean? Because the Steam Deck, it has a touchpad, so something like that on the Pro Joy-Cons, that would have been cool. I'm just innovating here, you know what I mean? I'm just innovating. And the cool thing about the new store is like it doesn't take an hour to look through everything. Everything loads. Look at this. They have Madden coming to Switch 2. That would have never happened on Switch 1. Let's see what's coming soon. Alright, we got all these little baby games. Gex, that's a popular title. Gex is like I believe, because I didn't grow up with the PS1, but Gex is a big popular PS1 title. Let's see. Nothing too crazy coming soon to the Switch 2. Gex was the biggest one I've seen so far. Then I could just not be loading the filter correctly. Let me see. Yeah, so June. I guess this is all the stuff that's coming out for June. A bunch of like shovelware, which is okay. July. Let's see what they got going on in July. The Tony Hawk Pro Skater. All the Tony Hawk heads are gonna like that. The Donkey Kong comes out in July. Hunter x Hunter. All the anime heads is gonna rock with that. They're re-releasing Super Mario Party. So Madden's coming in August. That'll probably be a game I get for my birthday. And they're coming out with the Switch 2 edition of the Kirby game. That looks cool. Shinobi, that's a Sega Genesis title. Daemon X Machina, that's getting a sequel. October, I don't know what this is supposed to be. In 2025? Metroid. Let's see what they got under the best sellers. Cyberpunk, Mario Kart World. I have the Zelda games, so whenever I feel like upgrading them, I will. This is the welcome tour. They said that this should have been free. I guess, yeah. But it's Nintendo. At this point, it's like thinking anything is gonna be free with them. You know what I mean? And lastly, this is when I knew the Switch 2 and me were meant to be. I just started playing Pokemon Violet, and in terms of battery, I could play from my home all the way to my job, and then only get to like 80%. Now that's not too bad considering it's like 2 hours, right? When I was playing Pokemon Violet the other day, and I ran across my favorite shiny, I knew me and the Switch 2 were meant to be. You guys gotta understand, if you're not familiar with shiny Pokemon, there's like a 0.0000000% chance that you'll run into one. And so, you know, it being my favorite and it being the Switch 2, like, it means a lot. It does.